Good evening and welcome to the State of Business. I'm Nishani Figuera. Let's first take a look at tonight's headlines. Prime Minister invites Chinese investors to make use of Sri Lanka's geographical location. And special program planned to popularize solar power. President Maithripala Sirisena today presented keys to homes built for families of fallen and wounded war heroes. The event was held at the President's office this afternoon. The houses were built under the second phase of the Ranaviru Nivasa project. 50 houses were presented to families of war heroes under the second phase. Last year, 35 houses were built under the Ranaviru Nivasa project. All houses were built with contributions made by security forces personnel currently in service to the Ranaviru Nivasa Fund and monetary support from different regiments. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe says a developed economy and an organized large-scale market will be created in South Asia in the near future. Addressing a business forum held in Shenzhen, China this afternoon, the Prime Minister said that Asian economic giants should be ready to cater to the demand created in that market. The Prime Minister highlighted that Sri Lanka's geographical location will become highly important to capture a sizable share in the market that is being created surrounding the Indian Ocean. This business forum was organized by China Merchant Company. Representatives of more than 30 leading Chinese companies attended the forum. Minister of Petroleum Resources Development Shandima Wirakodi says Sri Lanka will call yet another bidding round to allocate offshore oil and gas exploration blocks around the country. The minister said this speaking at the Meet the Minister Forum organized by the National Chamber of Commerce of Sri Lanka in Colombo recently.
We are getting ready for another bid round. Before the bid round, we have validated the data that we have. That is almost done. There is a aerial survey that is being done. We have converted the data into 3D. So any party who is interested, since before we go for a bid round, we have to have data. So now we are engaged in that task. Hopefully, before the end of the year, we will have a roadshow, and which will be followed by a bid round.
Stay with us for more news after this short break. Welcome back to the State of Business. A meeting between Director General of UNESCO Irina Bokov and local scientists took place in Colombo this morning. During the meeting, the visiting UNESCO Director General highlighted opportunities available for local scientists in UNESCO programs.
The meeting was held under the patronage of Minister of Science, Technology and Research, Susil Premajayantha. The National Science Foundation organized the gathering. Speaking here, the minister said that a number of measures are being planned to improve the science and research industry in Sri Lanka.
We propose to establish a biotech park which will be co-located with the nanoscience with the Natural Industry Biotech Association. Another key project we are undertaken by my ministry is establishing a National Science Centre in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is the only country in this region without a National Science Centre, and I sincerely hope that we could partner with UNESCO in this program.
Science flourishes through dialogue, through the interaction of peoples and cultures, through the meeting of minds. It prospers on a soil that is rich in diversity, in climate that favors exchange. Progress has no meaning if it only benefits the few, if it doesn't eliminate poverty, reduce inequalities, protect the world we live in. This is why science, technology and innovation stands at the heart of the new global agenda.
Here's a look at some more news in brief.
Power and Renewable Energy Ministry says it will initiate a program to popularize solar panels in Sri Lanka to meet electricity requirements of households. The program will be named Surya Bala Sangramaya. The ministry said that it will facilitate households to sell their excess electricity generated by solar panels to the national grid via net metering system. The convocation of SLEDA School of Postgraduate Studies was held at the BMICH this afternoon. Ministers Lakshman Kiriyalla and Ranjit Madduma Bandara graced the occasion, where around 150 postgraduates received their degree certificates. Amana Takaful Life has announced an initial public offer by way of an offer for sale of shares. The shares will be listed on the Dirisavi board of the Colombo Stock Exchange and be classified under the banks, finance and insurance sector. Accordingly, 500 million ordinary shares of Amana Takaful Life will be listed from Thursday.
On the other side of this short break is a stock watch. Do stay with us for that. Welcome back to the show. The bourse ended the day on a mixed note as selling on selected blue chip counters resulted in the ASPI closing in negative territory. Turnover was largely backed by local activity as foreign investors entered the day as net sellers. The all share price index dipped 4.65 points to close at 6,577.95, while the S&P SL20 gained 4.85 points to close at 3,606.5. Turnover for the day amounted to 851.7 million rupees, with 34.4 million shares being traded. The top traded counters were National Development Bank with 170.9 million rupees, John Keells Holdings 112.6 million rupees, Lanka IOC 80.4 million rupees, Tokyo Cement Non-Voting 74.8 million rupees and Lanka Oryx Leasing Company with 35.7 million rupees. Foreign inflows amounted to 104.2 million rupees, whilst foreign outflows totaled 194.1 million rupees. And now let's take a look at the day's forex rates. And with that, we wind up for tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you for watching. Good night.